All right, so a quick how-to video for the Unit 5 portfolio where you get to play a game and then answer some questions about that game. So you're going to play the game, Do I Have a Right? And what you will do is you kind of get to pretend to be a lawyer running a law firm. People are going to come in with questions about, do I have a right to this? Here's a situation. And you have to try to match it up with an amendment that applies to that situation. Or let them know that no, you don't have a right to some like silly thing they might come in with. So you gotta, you gotta be aware of what amendment might apply, or is this even a constitutional right at all? So you're gonna go to this website. The link will take you right here to this game, and you're gonna click play. Then you do need to click play, the triangle button to get it going again. And you're going to see a screen asking you to register for iCivics, but you can just click no thanks. You do not have to create an account. You can if you want to. I just click no thanks. And then what you're going to do is you kind of get to build your character, and then you'll get started. And you're going to play through a 7-day game, and it should take you at least 20 minutes. I played through, and I was trying to be as fast as possible, and it still took me like 30 minutes to play this game. So you should easily get over 20 minutes if you're doing the full thing. Click new game. You can do full edition or Bill of Rights edition. I like the full edition. It's more interesting. It goes beyond the first 10 amendments to some other amendments that apply. So I would say go for the full edition. Click continue. And then you get to build your character. You can add glasses and change their color and style if you want. Let's go with green glasses. You can have them in a wheelchair or not. And then you can change what they look like. I don't see anybody with a beard, so we're just gonna go random. Put on a suit and click continue. Then you're going to put in your name. This is important to do so that when you have your certificate at the end, we can match it up with you. So make sure you just use your name that's in Connexus so we can put it in the gradebook. Click continue. Then you're going to pick your partner. So you got Chuck Free Press, who is an expert in First Amendment law, or Sally Forth, who is an expert in the Fourth Amendment and can help with unreasonable searches. So let's go with Pyle and Forth. I like that name of a law firm. And it's going to get us started. Now, I'm not going to record the entire game, but I'll show you how it works when a client comes in. There's a lot you can do, and most of it involves kind of clicking what you would think you would click to find stuff. So we're going to click to cut the ribbon and start our new law firm up. And I highly encourage you to read the newspaper that pops up at the end of each day of the game, because there's some really funny stories in there. It's worth it. It's a good, they had fun with that one. All right, so here is your law firm, and I would suggest if you haven't played this before, do the tutorial. It'll walk you through. I'm gonna say no thanks because I've already played it, and just anytime they're talking, just click on OK and we'll start the game. And you can see that we'll walk around based on where you click. Your clients come in and you go and talk to them, and they tell you what their problem is, okay? So this one is, it'll usually apply to hopefully a lawyer that you have in your firm. This one does. This looks like somebody who police came in just because there's a teenager there. And so you think, do the police have a right to just come in because teenagers live there? There is a case analyzer where you can answer questions about it, and it'll kind of give you help to point you in the right direction. And the timer is paused as you're looking at these. So I would say, yeah, they do have a right. They don't have a warrant. And then you say, okay, do we have a lawyer who can help you with this? Right now we do have a Fourth Amendment lawyer, so we give it thumbs up. If this lawyer was already working with another client, you could say wait, and they'll go sit on the couch. Or if you don't have a lawyer yet who applies to the amendment, you can just click no, come back tomorrow, and maybe we'll have somebody who can help. This one can help, so we'll click help with that. They're going to follow you around now. So click on that lawyer's desk to show them where to go. And then you'll see that this lawyer is going to unlock other amendments that they can help with. But for now, it's just the Fourth Amendment, and it is the Fourth Amendment unreasonable searches. Make sure it matches the case that you've got. There's other things in the Fourth Amendment. It says it's a match. They're going to talk for a while, and then you can go help this person. Now you do want to keep an eye out because eventually they're going to be done and there'll be a green check mark that you have to click so that they go to trial after they've talked. So this says, I think my neighbor's house is ugly and wish that my yard was bigger. I want to knock over their house and build a huge yard. Do I have the right to knock over their house? No. So this one, there's no amendment that applies here. So you just click, nope, you don't have the right, and they hang their head and go away. But you get points for that, for correctly identifying that they don't have that right. This lawyer is ready for trial, so you can click and they will be at trial for a bit before they can help another client. And that is the end of the first day. The first day, I think, always just has one client who comes in, and I think they always work with the lawyer that you have. But don't quote me on that. So you've got some points that you've added up, and your partner, Sally, now can help with 8th Amendment cases of cruel and unusual punishment. I'm going to show you how to upgrade and then explain what you'll do once you're completely done. I'll kind of fast forward to the end. Here's the local news site, which is, I promise you, it is actually really funny to read. There'll be ad space because you can advertise your law firm a little bit later. They'll explain some upgrades you can make to your office. And there'll be other ads that appear in this column. And then there's a rival law firm that you can read about that doesn't always take on the right cases. So you'll see that the people you refused tried to go to court with another law firm and it didn't work out so well. So you were right in not representing them. But your case was won correctly. So you can just read over that, then hit X when you're ready to move on to the upgrade stage. And you can spend your prestige points on upgrades. So you can hire more lawyers, which costs 250 points. So you can only get one lawyer if you're doing that. I would suggest doing that so they can handle more cases. So if you want somebody who can handle like First Amendment cases, you could go after Chuck or Miguel. There's Second Amendment, Third Amendment, and you'll see what other amendments they can help with as things unlock. So you can choose which lawyer you want to add. I'm going to say First Amendment is probably a good thing to do. Let's go with Miguel Morales. And we just click that and hire the lawyer. And give them a seat. We can't hire any other lawyers because I don't have enough points. And so what else can I do? You can upgrade your office. You can make your waiting area better by clicking on those things. It'll tell you what it does. You can add a cat and a dog to the office. Highly recommend. Or you can upgrade the desk, which makes your lawyers better. Now, I will highly suggest as you get later in this game and get more points, upgrade these lawyers' desks because it eventually unlocks things where they just like automatically go to trial. You don't have to click on the green check mark, or they do things faster. So upgrade those lawyer desks. Now, the other thing you need to do, most important thing maybe, upgrade, add in the water fountain, which you can then upgrade to a coffee machine later, because clicking on that then makes your character faster. So they run around the law office faster. We can also add a Flitter account, which is like Twitter, and you can get little points that way too. So I'm going to say that's it for upgrades. We only have 40 points left. So one less thing we're going to do is run an ad to get more customers. And we have 40 points left. We can run a very budget ad that's going to get us one extra client tomorrow. So I do all my upgrades, and then I say I'm done upgrading, and it moves on to day 2. I can click on the water so that I run faster. I'll click on the Flitter thing to do some tweeting, and then I'm going to help the first client. They were convicted of stealing a pumpkin, and the judge is giving them an unreasonable punishment. Yeah, I would say you have something, and we can help you with that because we have an 8th Amendment lawyer who can help you with 8th Amendment cruel and unusual punishments. So they'll start talking, and then we'll do this all over again. And you'll see how this goes. I'm going to pause the recording here and kind of show you what happens at the end. All right, so I've fast forwarded to the end of the game. I've played through day 7, and you get a final update in the newspaper here. And you can kind of read some funny stories and things that you have done in the game. Now, the important thing is you want to make sure you get credit for playing this game, right? So after day 7, you're going to get end of game results, and it'll run through the score and what you accomplished. I've hired 6 lawyers who all kind of mostly leveled up in their skills. Won 41 cases, refused 16, did lose 1 case because I picked the wrong amendment to go with. But what you need is your certificate. If you don't have this, you will not get credit for it. The key things that we want to see on this certificate are your time played and the points, and it should have the date and time. So should be different than what mine says, and it'll also kind of go through your score and accomplishments there. So you can either take a snip of this using the snipping tool, or you can hit print certificate. It'll open it up in this format here, and you can click, instead of picking a printer, you can just pick save as PDF, and it'll kind of print it to your computer. It'll save it as a PDF on your computer, and then you can turn that file in. Then there will be some reflection questions you will answer. The directions will be on the assignment, and then you will be good to go with the portfolio. Please let us know if you have any questions.